Tonight's broadcast is made possible by a generous donation from the Berkeley Heights 5K charity road race and fitness walk. To learn more, go to berkeleyheightsfivek.com.
Welcome to This Week in Berkeley Heights, taped at the Governor Livingston television studio and sponsored in part by BerkeleyHeightsPatch.com. I'm Mary Lynn Chiavi. Today's show will feature our special segments, including this week's Community Corner with sports medicine specialist Dr. Eric Mirsky from the Summit Medical Group, who is here to help Berkeley Heights Weekend Warriors, and you know who you are, become healthy, active, and injury-free. Also, for those of you in need of a makeover or a day of pampering, we're going to give you a first-person glimpse into the work of Sublime Salon and Day Spa in Berkeley Heights. But first, a look at the news in Berkeley Heights. Is the glass half empty or half full? It's easy for many to see trouble in difficult economic times, but the Berkeley Heights Environmental Commission is taking a different approach by developing what they're calling a community asset map. The purpose of the project is to document the positive and valued aspects of the places, institutions, programs, and people that shape Berkeley Heights. To date, the Commission has cataloged 30 civic and religious organizations as part of a Sustainable Jersey project. The map has become a valuable reference tool for those interested in community activities and also to identify other immediate needs, according to Leonard Berkowitz, who leads the Berkeley Heights Sustainable Jersey Certification Program. Quote, "By reflecting back on this starting point, we as a community can identify gaps as well as understand opportunities to expand or create new programs, organizations, activities, and businesses that support a sustainable future," unquote, Berkowitz said. The Community Asset Map is available on the web at bh-ec.org and can be found under the heading of Other Documents. In sports, the senior co-captains of Governor Livingston's football team, Tony Mangello and Andrew Romeo, each both signed national letters of intent last week to continue their football careers in college. Manganiello has selected to play next year at Lehigh University, while Romeo, a running back, has decided on Colgate University. Manganiello was a third-team All-State selection, a first-team All-Area selection, and led the line with 85 tackles this year. A first-team All-Conference performer in 2010 and 2011, Romeo rushed for 2,700 yards and scored 20 touchdowns during his career. This year, the Highlanders dominated the ground game, rushing for 1,800 yards this season. There's more good news in the Highlander sports community, with senior soccer star Jessica Jankowski signing her letter of intent to continue her soccer career at Quinnipiac University. Jankowski, the goal-scoring machine and team captain, who also is a member of the Athletic National Honor Society, was selected as first-team All-Area each of her 4 years on the varsity team and was named first-team Union County and second-team All-State Group 2 in her senior year. She announced that she'll major in occupational therapy at Quinnipiac. Jankowski was the leading scorer every year for Coach Mike Roof. She also plays club soccer for the PDA Charge, winning the New Jersey State Cup several times and making it to the national finals each of the last 2 years. In other news, the township needs your time and talents. Are you interested in volunteering to work on the Berkeley Heights Township website? Have an idea for a show to be broadcast on the Berkeley Heights television station? Or how would you like to produce presentations to present to other community organizations or businesses in town? Would you have a desire to meet other people who have a passion for professional communications? If you answered yes to any of these questions, the Berkeley Heights Communications Committee wants you. Their next meeting is at 7:30 p.m. Wednesday, February 15th in City Hall, in the City Hall conference room. The meeting will be dedicated to creating their 2012 marketing plan, and they would love your input. The meeting is open to the public. If you require further information, contact Nicholas Schiavo at nicholas.schiavobh@gmail.com. We would like to take a moment to honor an everyday hero who's been recognized in our community. Local parent Sally Kersey tipped Berkeley Heights patch off to the great works of Cowboy Bill Wood. Wood, a bus driver for special needs children, earned his nickname because the bus driver sports his cowboy hat while transporting children with special needs to and from school. According to Kersey, Wood retired after more than 33 years at Verizon. She said, "It's the little things he does, like pulling over puddles so our kids don't get wet, or the personal greetings he gives each of the kids with his big smile and high fives that make him so special. The kids all really love him and greet him each morning with a hi, Cowboy Bill." She said, "We all know we're not supposed to sweat the little things, but let's be honest, it is sometimes the little things that can make or break us the most." Kersey said that she faces many challenging mornings getting two children with special needs off to school, but that Wood, also known to the students as Big Bill or Mr. Bill, makes each day get off to a better start by sharing a smile and a few words of encouragement. So if you see Cowboy Bill Wood around, thank him for making a difference in so many people's lives. And contact us at Berkeley Heights Patch to nominate anyone you know who makes a difference in the lives of township residents. Coming up next, do you spend the work week hunkered down at your desk or in front of the computer, counting down the days until the weekend when you can lose the work clothes and push yourself to the limit, hoping to whip yourself into shape in a couple of days? Our next guest will offer words of wisdom to every Berkeley Heights weekend warrior. We'll be right back.
Coming home can be hard if you're a veteran of Iraq or Afghanistan. You may feel like you're all alone, but you're not alone. At iava.org, your fellow vets are all around you. Join our free online community, get the resources you need, and connect to other vets who know where you're coming from. iava.org. We've got your back.
Welcome back to our Community Corner segment. Our guest today is Dr. Eric C. Mirsky, MD, a board-certified orthopedic surgeon and sports medicine specialist on staff at the Summit Medical Group. Dr. Mirsky earned his medical degree from New York University School of Medicine and completed a fellowship in knee reconstruction and sports medicine at Insull Scott Kelly Institute at Beth Israel North Medical Center in New York. He has been assistant team physician for the New York Knicks and New York Liberty basketball teams. He's also provided orthopedic care for the Professional Arena Football League, Professional Golf Association Championship, and local high school football teams. He is a board-certified orthopedic surgeon and also the recipient of the 2008-2009 American Registry Patients' Choice Award and is listed by New Jersey Monthly as one of the state's top doctors. He's your typical underachiever. Welcome, Dr. Mirsky.
Thank
you. I'm glad you could join us today.
Thank you for having me.
So I've got this ache in my knee.
Very common. Very common.
Do you hate when people come up to you at cocktail parties and other social events and start talking about their joints?
Oh, sure, all the time. All the time.
How do you react to that?
Well, I certainly try to take a look at them.
Oh, you do?
I sort of fumble through it a little bit at a cocktail party. I usually have them follow up on Monday in the office.
Oh, okay.
But
Okay.
certainly it's a source of referrals, the sort of the social network.
Sure, sure. So it seems that we were going to talk today actually specifically about what one might call weekend warriors, people who basically are slumped at their desks all week, and then they go out on the weekend and, they're Superman and Superwoman on the tennis court or hiking or, rock climbing or something like that. What is the biggest mistake that people make with regard to that?
Well, I think certainly we see more and more over time, more and more weekend warriors, more and more people who are sort of white-collar workers all week and like to go out and play tennis, play even golf, play paddle, basketball, soccer leagues, all kinds of things on the weekends. Part of the problem is they don't stretch all week. A lot of them don't work out regularly. A lot of them used to be good athletes and look to perform at a high level on the weekends without proper warm-up, without proper stretching, without proper training techniques. They're deconditioned at this point in their lives, and they're really susceptible to lots of different strains, sprains, breaks, really a lot of different orthopedic and musculoskeletal injuries. So we tend to see a lot of them on sort of over the weekend on Saturdays. A lot come in first thing Monday morning.
Right, right.
And a lot end up at the cocktail party. So sort of limping around a little bit and, asked to.
What is the most common injury from? What are people going out and running during the weekend? Are they playing tennis? Or what is the most common injury?
Well, the actual injury more likely is from things like tennis, basketball, soccer are probably the most. Not really so much this year with the warm weather, but skiing is a very common source of orthopedic injuries. And we, those are all, for the weekend warrior, those are typical weekend activities. The runners tend to run all week long, get more kind of chronic injuries, overuse injuries, but so the people who are participating in actual athletic and competitive events tend to have more acute injuries.
So what kind of preventative measures can people take during the week?
Well, of course, stay in shape, stretch, eat a healthy, balanced diet. Exercise
easier
regularly.
said than done. Much
things
easier
things
said
all
than
of us
done.
should do. Much easier said than done. But basic common sense. A healthy, balanced diet certainly goes a long way. Keeping your weight under control, stretching regularly, a regular program of some cardiovascular and even some lightweight exercises to do during the week. Things that a lot of people can do in their office, at their desk, sort of either at their lunch hour, early in the morning, in the evening. So simple things that just take a few minutes can help prevent a lot of the weekend problems that people get when they do have more time and when they do go out for their tennis games or soccer matches. And I think that would go a long way for a lot of the people that we end up seeing over the weekend.
Right. So what for you is kind of the turning point? Now, a lot of my friends, including myself, are over 50 now. And it seems like that really is quite a turning point in terms of what you're feeling in your joints, and weight management and that kind of thing. Where are you seeing, in terms of the population and the age, where are you seeing the most injuries?
Well, it's really a little bit of an epidemic in our population. We see it at all ages.
Oh, really?
I would have said 40, but probably more around 50, although 50 may be the new 40. But we see people of all ages,
to think.
all walks of life, who are looking to stay active longer, and people as they participate in more sports and really take better care of themselves, but they neglect certain little things like what we were just talking about. So we see that more and more.
Just basic stretching and
simple little things that they could be doing all week long that would help them on the weekends quite a bit and help prevent a lot of those injuries.
How much weight do you put into, say, glucosamine chondroitin and fish oil and some of the other homeopathic remedies?
Okay, those are all sort of over-the-counter cartilage supplements. They're not FDA approved.
Okay.
There have been lots and lots of studies that sort of try to show their efficacy, and we really don't have any good science behind them. However, there are lots and lots of people who take them and really swear by them. So our success stories with them, and there are many, are really anecdotal, just sort of people say, I take them, they help me. And there's no doubt about it. There are a lot of people who really notice a big difference when they go on them.
Right.
So I do recommend for people who have sort of early arthritic changes and degenerative conditions and issues that they try them. And I usually do have that discussion with most of my patients. Some people come back and say they got great success with them, and they stay on them.
Right.
Usually about a 3-month trial period is about the appropriate amount of time to try them. But there are lots of success stories.
And what about injections? What kind of injuries are the most common? Is it knee? Is it hip? Is it ankle?
It's probably knees, although we don't have good numbers on those. But most likely knees. The knee is sort of a vulnerable joint, especially for a weekend warrior. The knee, each joint in the body is unique. The knee definitely tends to degenerate in most people. So as we get into our 40s and 50s, people see a lot of sort of chronic and degenerative issues with the knees. There are a couple of different injectable products we have. Cortisone, which everybody knows about, sort of the old adage of the professional athlete kind of getting shot up with cortisone and going back on the field. And cortisone is an acute anti-inflammatory, so it's good for the sort of acute and very painful condition. It's good for a temporary relief to help get through an athletic event, to help get through some kind of upcoming event. It usually doesn't provide long-lasting relief, but it's very good. And it's excellent in the knee. High hyaluronic acid, of which there are many different types, those are harvested forms of the synovial fluid that normally nourishes and bathes our knee joint. And those we're injecting more and more for chronic and arthritic conditions. And it helps bathe and nourish your own and native joint cartilage. So it sort of helps provide a more long-term relief. It's FDA approved for the knee, and it's used very frequently in conjunction with cortisone.
Well, great. Well, it's nice to know that's there, and I guess, but nothing can really, we can't do any better than maybe everyday proper maintenance, right?
Absolutely. Well, there are other, there's training techniques, there's proper equipment, there's proper use of the equipment, sort of lessons or work with a pro or a trainer. Those are all very important, and a lot of people who sort of participate in events on the weekends don't have the proper equipment, don't keep the proper equipment tightened or in the proper form. So, all those things, paying just attention to the little details can make a big difference.
Well, maybe we'll have to have you back to show us how to properly work out sometime.
Okay, be happy to.
Okay, well, thank you so much.
Thank you.
Please stay tuned for our business profile this week on Sublime Salon and Day Spa. You won't believe how Sublime transformed yours truly by changing my hair and makeup. We'll be right back. So here we are at Sublime Salon and Day Spa on Sherman Avenue in Berkeley Heights, New Jersey. And I am very excited because the owner, Suzanne Cordillo, is going to take us through her salon today. And I'm also going to be treated to a makeover. New hair, new makeup, and a nice massage. So I'm so glad you can join us.
You can't change a lot of things in your life, but you can change your hair. You could come in feeling one way and maybe not be in a very good mood or not feeling good about yourself and leave feeling wonderful and beautiful and sexy. I've always wanted to do hair since I was a small child. In my 20s, I decided to open a salon in Berkeley Heights. And about 8 years later, I had a new vision to create Sublime Salon and Day Spa. We are full service. We have massage, facials, manicuring, pedicure, hair. We still keep updating and keep it moving forward with new talent and all the cutting edge trends.
This is Samantha, and she's sporting one of the new trends of the season. It's the Peekaboo Blonde. It can be peekaboo any color, but she's sporting the blonde with the red. And as you can see, she also has some front highlights here. And you can have it on this side where not so much is showing, just on the bottom. And as you see, when you lift it up, all the blonde is right under there.
We are here to provide a service for you to make you feel better about yourself. So that's very important to me as the owner and to the environment of the salon.
Well, I've enjoyed a fabulous afternoon here at Sublime Salon and Day Spa, thanks to Suzanne Cordillo and her amazing staff. And, well, you can see the transformation. You must try it. Thanks so much. Thanks, everybody.
Thank you.
Well, we hope you enjoyed this week in Berkeley Heights. On behalf of Patch.com and the Governor Livingston TV crew, I'm Mary Lynn Schiavi. We'll see you in the future.
Tonight's broadcast is made possible by a generous donation from the Berkeley Heights 5K charity road race and fitness walk. To learn more, go to berkeleyheigts5k.org.